Question 1. What could cause you to crash if the level is allowed to get too low? C. Brake fluid level. You should carry out frequent checks on all fluid levels, but particularly brake fluid. As the brake pads or shoes wear down, the brake fluid level will drop. If it drops below the minimum mark on the fluid reservoir, air could enter the hydraulic system and lead to a loss of braking efficiency or even complete brake failure. 52% people fail their theory test exam first time due to hazard perception test. Practice 44+ hazard videos licensed by DVSA 2024 by joining our membership. Question 2. What should you do if your anti-lock brakes, ABS, warning light stays on? D. Have the brakes checked immediately. Consult the vehicle handbook or a garage before driving the vehicle any further. Only drive to a garage if it's safe to do so. If you aren't sure, get expert help. Question 3. What does it mean if your vehicle keeps bouncing after you sharply press down and release on the bodywork over a wheel? A. The shock absorbers are worn. If you find that your vehicle bounces as you drive around a corner or bend in the road, the shock absorbers might be worn. To test your shock absorbers, sharply press down and release above each wheel. If the vehicle continues to bounce, take it to be checked by a qualified mechanic. Question 4. What should you do when you're driving in snowy conditions? C. Brake gently in plenty of time. In snowy conditions, be careful with the steering, accelerator and brakes. Braking sharply while you're driving on snow is likely to make your car skid. Question 5. What will become more expensive after you've been convicted of driving while unfit through drink or drugs? B. Insurance premiums. You've shown that you're a risk to yourself and others on the road. For this reason, insurance companies may charge you a higher premium. Question 6. What does this sign mean? C. Cycle route ahead. Where there's a cycle route ahead, a sign will show a bicycle in a red warning triangle. Watch out for children on bicycles and cyclists rejoining the main road. Question 7. You're driving on a wet road. What should you do if you have to stop your vehicle in an emergency? C. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. As you drive, look well ahead and all around so that you're ready for any hazards that might develop. If you have to stop in an emergency, react as soon as you can while keeping control of the vehicle. Keep both hands on the steering wheel so you can control the vehicle's direction of travel. Question 8. What's the safest thing to do if you have to leave valuables in your car? A. Lock them out of sight. If you have to leave valuables in your car, lock them out of sight. This is the best way to deter an opportunist thief. Question 9. You're approaching a zebra crossing. What should you do if pedestrians are waiting to cross? B. Slow down and prepare to stop. As you approach a zebra crossing, look for pedestrians waiting to cross. Where you can see them, slow down and prepare to stop. Be especially careful of children and older people, who may have difficulty judging when it's safe to cross. Question 10. You need glasses to read a vehicle number plate at the required distance. When must you wear them? D. Whenever you're driving. Have your eyesight tested before you start your practical training. Then, throughout your driving life, have checks periodically, as your vision may change. Question 11. When may you stop on an urban clearway? C. To set down and pick up passengers. Urban clearways have their times of operation clearly signed. You may only stop to pick up or set down passengers. Question 12. What does this sign mean? A. With-flow bus and cycle lane. Buses and cycles can travel in this lane. In this example, they'll flow in the same direction as other traffic. If it's busy, they may be passing you on the left, so watch out for them. Times on the sign will show the lane's hours of operation. If no times are shown, or there's no sign at all, this means the lane is in operation 24 hours a day. In some areas, other vehicles, such as taxis and motorcycles, are allowed to use bus lanes. The sign will show if this is the case. Question 13. Where are amber reflective studs found on a motorway? C. Between the central reservation and the carriageway. On motorways, reflective studs of various colors are fixed in the road between the lanes. These help you to identify which lane you're in when it's dark or in poor visibility. Amber-colored studs are found on the right-hand edge of the main carriageway, next to the central reservation. Question 14. What will the speed limit usually be where you can see street lights but no speed limit signs? A. 30 miles per hour. The presence of streetlights generally indicates that there's a 30 miles per hour speed limit, unless signs tell you otherwise. Question 15. When may you stop on a clearway? C. Never. Clearways are in place so that traffic can flow without the obstruction of parked vehicles. Just one parked vehicle can cause an obstruction for all other traffic. You mustn't stop where a clearway is in force, not even to pick up or set down passengers. Question 16. Which vehicle might have to take a different course from normal at a roundabout? B. Long vehicle. A long vehicle may have to straddle lanes either on or approaching a roundabout so that the rear wheels don't mount the curb. If you're following a long vehicle, stay well back and give it plenty of room. Question 17. What does the white line along the side of the road indicate? A. The edge of the carriageway. A continuous white line is used on many roads to indicate the edge of the carriageway. This can be useful when visibility is restricted. The line is discontinued at junctions, laybys, and entrances to or exits from private drives. Question 18. You want to turn right from a main road into a side road. What should you do just before turning? B. Check for traffic overtaking on your right. In some circumstances, your indicators may be difficult to see and another road user may not realize you're about to turn. A final check in your mirror and blind spot can help you to see an overtaking vehicle so that you can avoid turning across their path. Question 19. What should you do if there's a bus at a bus stop ahead of you? D. Watch carefully for the sudden appearance of pedestrians. As you approach, look out for any signal the driver might make. If you pass the vehicle, watch out for pedestrians attempting to cross the road from behind the bus. They'll be hidden from view until the last moment. Question 20. Your car gets a puncture while you're driving on the motorway. What should you do when you've stopped on the hard shoulder? D. Use an emergency telephone and call for help. Park as far to the left as you can and leave the vehicle by the near side door. Don't attempt even simple repairs. Instead, walk to an emergency telephone on your side of the road and phone for help. While waiting for help to arrive, stay by your car, keeping well away from the carriageway and hard shoulder. Question 21. What should you do if the amber lights come on and a warning sounds while you're driving over a level crossing? B. Keep going and clear the crossing. Keep going, don't stop on the crossing. If the warning sounds and the amber lights come on as you're approaching the crossing, you must stop unless it's unsafe to do so. Red flashing lights together with the audible warning mean you must stop. Question 22. Your car needs to pass an MOT test. What may be invalidated if you drive the car without a current MOT certificate? A. The vehicle insurance. If your vehicle requires an MOT certificate, it's illegal to drive it without one and your insurance may be invalid if you do so. The only exceptions are that you may drive to a pre-arranged MOT test appointment or to a garage for repairs required for the test. Question 23. Which shape is used for a give-way sign? D. Other warning signs are the same shape and color, but the give-way triangle points downwards. When you see this sign, You must give way to traffic on the road that you're about to enter. Question 24. The fluid level in your battery is low. What fluid should you use to top it up? B. Distilled water. Some modern batteries are maintenance-free. Check your vehicle handbook and, if necessary, make sure that the plates in each battery cell are covered with fluid. Question 25. You've just passed your first practical driving test. What will you have to do if you get 6 penalty points on your license in the next 2 years? D. Retake your theory and practical tests. If you accumulate 6 or more penalty points within 2 years of gaining your first full license, it will be revoked. The 6 or more points include any gained due to offenses you committed before passing your test. If this happens, you may only drive as a learner until you pass both the theory and practical tests again. Question 26. What must you do if you come across roadworks that have a temporary speed limit displayed? C. Obey the speed limit. Where there are extra hazards, such as at roadworks, it's often necessary to slow traffic by imposing a lower speed limit. These speed limits aren't advisory, they must be obeyed. Question 27. What can cause excessive or uneven tire wear? A. A faulty braking system. If you see that parts of the tread on your tires are wearing before others, it may indicate a brake, suspension, or wheel alignment fault. Regular servicing will help to detect faults at an early stage, and this will avoid the risk of minor faults becoming serious or even dangerous. Question 28. Which sign informs you that you're coming to a no-through road? C. This sign is found at the entrance to a road that can only be used for access. Question 29. Which lights should you use when you're driving in a tunnel? A. Dipped headlights. Before entering a tunnel, you should switch on your dipped headlights, as this will allow you to see and be seen. In many tunnels, it's a legal requirement. Don't wear sunglasses while you're driving in a tunnel. Question 30. What should you do if the traffic in the left-hand lane is slowing? D. Slow down, keeping a safe separation distance. Allow the traffic to merge into the left-hand lane. Leave enough room so that you can maintain a safe separation distance, even if vehicles pull in ahead of you. Question 31. What does it mean if your insurance policy has an excess of £500? C. You'll have to pay the first £500 of the cost of any claim. Having an excess on your policy will help to keep the premium down. However, if you make a claim, You'll have to pay the excess yourself, in this case, £500. Question 32. When may you cross a double solid white line in the middle of the road? B. To pass a road maintenance vehicle traveling A. You may cross the solid white line to pass a stationary vehicle or to pass a pedal cycle, horse, or road maintenance vehicle if it's traveling at 10 miles per hour or less. You may also cross the solid white line to enter a side road or access a property. Question 33. Where would you find green reflective studs on a motorway? A. At slip road entrances and exits. Knowing the colors of the reflective studs on the road will help you judge your position, especially at night, in foggy conditions or when visibility is poor. Question 34. What does this sign mean? B. Contraflow bus lane. There will also be markings on the road surface to indicate the bus lane. You mustn't use this lane for parking or overtaking. Question 35. How can drivers help the environment? A. By accelerating gently. Rapid acceleration and heavy braking lead to increased. Question 36. You're reversing into a side road. When would your vehicle be the greatest hazard to passing traffic? D. When the front of your vehicle swings out. Always check in all directions before reversing. Keep a good lookout throughout the maneuver and remember that the front will swing out as you reverse into the side road. Act on what you see and wait if necessary. Question 37. What should you do when you move off from behind a parked car? C. Look around before moving off. Before moving off, you should use both the interior and exterior mirrors to check that the road is clear. Look around to check the blind spots and, if necessary, give a signal to warn other road users of your intentions. Also look well ahead as you'll have to steer out into the road to pass the parked car. Question 38. What would be affected if you carry a very heavy load on your vehicle? C. The vehicle's handling. Any load will have an effect on the handling of your vehicle, and this becomes worse as you increase the load. You need to be aware of this when carrying passengers or heavy loads, fitting a roof rack or towing a trailer. Question 39. What does this sign mean? A. Tourist attraction. These signs indicate places of interest and are designed to guide you by the easiest route. They're particularly useful when you're unfamiliar with the area. Question 40. What should you do as you approach this lorry? B. Slow down and be prepared to wait. When turning, long vehicles need much more room on the road than other vehicles. At junctions, they may take up the whole of the road space, so be patient and allow them the room they need. Question 41. For how long is a statutory off-road notification, SORN, valid? C. Until the vehicle is taxed, sold, or scrapped. A SORN allows you to keep a vehicle off-road and untaxed. SORN will end when the vehicle is taxed, sold, or scrapped. Question 42. You're following a vehicle on a wet road. You stay a safe distance behind it. What should you do if a driver overtakes you and pulls into the gap you've left? A. Drop back to regain a safe distance. Wet weather will affect the time it takes for you to stop and can affect your control. Your speed should allow you to stop safely and in good time. If another vehicle pulls into the gap you've allowed, ease back until you've regained your stopping distance. Question 43. You're on a motorway that isn't subject to smart motorway regulations. When should you use the hard shoulder? D. When you're stopping in an emergency. Don't use the hard shoulder for stopping unless it's an emergency. If you want to stop for any other reason, go to the next exit or service area. Question 44. How should you use the lanes on a motorway? A. Keep to the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking. You should normally travel in the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking a slower-moving vehicle. When you've finished overtaking, move back into the left-hand lane, but don't cut across in front of the vehicle that you've overtaken. Question 45. You're in a tunnel and you see this sign. What does it mean? A. Direction to an emergency pedestrian exit. If you have to leave your vehicle and get out of a tunnel by an emergency exit, do so as quickly as you can. Follow the signs directing you to the nearest exit point. If there are several people using the exit, don't panic but try to leave in a calm and orderly manner. Question 46. You're towing a trailer along a 3-lane motorway. When may you use the right-hand lane? B. When there are lane closures. If you're towing a caravan or trailer, you mustn't use the right-hand lane of a motorway with 3 or more lanes except in certain specified circumstances, such as when lanes are closed. Question 47. You're planning to tow a caravan. What will help the handling of the combination? B. A stabilizer fitted to the tow bar. Towing a caravan or trailer affects the way the towing vehicle handles. A stabilizer device isn't designed to overcome instability caused by incorrect loading, but it can give added security in side winds and from buffeting caused by large vehicles. Question 48. Why is traveling in neutral for long distances, known as coasting, bad driving technique. D. There won't be any engine braking. Try to look and plan well ahead. Plan your approach to hazards and select the correct gear in good time. This will help give you the control you need to deal with anything unexpected that may occur. Question 49. Why should the junction on the left be kept clear? B. To allow vehicles to enter and emerge. You should always try to keep junctions clear. If you're in queuing traffic, make sure that when you stop you leave enough space for traffic to flow in and out of the junction. Question 50. Which is the sign for a ring road? C. Ring roads are designed to relieve congestion in towns and city centers. 52% people fail their theory test exam first time due to hazard perception test. Practice 44+ hazard videos licensed by DVSA 2024 by joining our membership.